Do you need a financial miracle? I want to share with you how I graduated from a $100,000 university with $1,000. There's no trick here. I'm just sharing a story. I'm also a coach, but we're not talking about that right now. I wanted to go to this university. It was $100,000. That's 25,000 Canadian a year. I believe in miracles. I did not come from a wealthy family. I was raised by a single mom, and my dad did not have a lot of money. When I was a baby, my parents put away money to invest so that in the future I could go to university or buy a house or use it for training. And that money, 21 years later, was less than $10,000 because of investments, because of financial crashes in the market, et cetera, et cetera. So I can't remember the exact number, but I think it was around 6,000. So let's say it was $6,000. So I had $1,000 in my own savings. I had $6,000 from my family, and I applied for a scholarship and got a scholarship in my first year. I think it was for $1,500. I also applied for bursaries from the Linguistics Institute because of what I wanted to study. And I somehow every semester made it through. I'm telling you, it's nuts. I also had Canadian student loans. They were provincial and then they became federal later once they were not paid back. So yes, this story does have um, those loans were involved, which helped me get through every semester. There was also a friend who just out of the blue gave me a check for $1,000. There's also a friend at the end of my university education. I couldn't get my diploma because there was another $1,000 owing, and so my cert, like my what do you call it, the degree, couldn't be emailed to me or mailed to me because there was $1,000 owing still. I sent an email to my email list, friends and family, explaining what was happening, and an anonymous friend gave to the university in my name, and I was finally able to get my bachelor's degree a couple months after I graduated. The story is tumultuous, a bit stressful. It does not need to be that way, but my point is that I believed it was possible, and I walked forward, and I made it happen with help from my friends, because I believed. I had faith. I didn't give up. I kept going. I talked to the guidance counselors. I talked to my personal counselor in my field, and I talked to students. I didn't keep it a secret. I wasn't talking about it everywhere all the time, but I didn't keep it a secret. I found there was a girl who told me that there was this woman who worked at the university who helped people find what would you call it, like an anonymous donor, like special word for it. And so she agreed to meet with me. I had a meeting with her. I explained to her, I'm working at a cafe. I work at a restaurant. My parents don't have a lot of money. I've already used the money that they saved from when I was a baby. I haven't saved up a lot in my life. I've just been paying my bills, and I traveled a bit for university. Was an au pair, full time, worked with a family with 5 kids. Didn't save a lot. It got me to Europe and back, and paid for some travel within Europe. So I lived my life. I enjoyed. I traveled. I did things on a shoestring budget. And I somehow also believed that it was possible for me to go to this university and study the thing that I wanted to study that I couldn't really study anywhere else. There's so much more to my story and to this, but I just wanted to give you hope and encouragement that there are kind people, and that when we believe and we seek out resources, when we use what is at our fingertips, anything's possible. If you have questions about this, please feel free to ask me. It's vulnerable and it's strange to share, but also I just want to help other people. I want to help other people realize what is possible. And yeah, there were loans involved. There was a student loan, and there was debt after university as well. So ask me any questions, but I don't have any institutional debt at the moment. So ask me any questions, and know that it is possible that whatever you are seeking, whatever passion you have, it doesn't matter how old you are, but maybe it's about university, maybe it's about college, maybe it's about different training, maybe it's about going overseas, maybe it's about volunteering. We don't have enough money to volunteer. There are kind people out there. There are good and generous people out there. When we learn how to communicate clearly, when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, when we allow ourselves to push forward, to persevere, to be tenacious, to be awkward, amazing things happen. I am Monique at Divine Shift Coaching. Peace. Talk soon.